Hello guys, I am Keviratyaru. Welcome to Dream Developers. In the previous video, we have taken an introduction of loop and we have understood for loop with example. So if you have not seen the video, then simply check out. Link is given in the description. Today, we are going to see while loop and do while loop with example. So let's begin. If you have not seen the previous video, then simply check out our Kotlin programming series. And if you have not subscribed the channel, then subscribe our channel to get updates. So let's see the syntax of while loop. First, we have to initialize the variable, then write while. In this bracket, we have to pass the condition, and then first we have to write the code, and after that we have to increment or decrement the variable. So let's take the above hello example. First we have initialized the I variable, then we have write while. In the bracket we have passed the condition that I is greater than 2, then print hello. After that we have increment I, so this loop execute twice and hello is printed twice. Now let's understand how while loop works. The flow of while loop is first check the condition, then it will execute the code. After that increment the variable. Now let's understand our example. In the first loop I is initialized 0. After that it will check the condition that I is greater than 2. Yes, so it will print hello, and after that I is increment by 1. In loop second I is set to 1 and it will check the condition that I is greater than 2. Yes, so it will execute the code and I is increment by 1. So in loop 3 I is set to 2. So 2 is greater than 2. Condition return false, so loop terminates. This is the working of while loop. Now let's understand do while loop. First let's see the syntax. While loop and do while loop is almost similar, but the main difference between while loop and do while loop is while loop check the condition first, then execute the code, and do while loop execute the code first and after that it will check the condition. So the syntax is do. In this bracket first we have to specify the code, after that increment or decrement variable, and at last we have to write the condition that while. In this bracket we have to specify our condition. Now let's see the example. So here we have initialized I as 0, then do. In this bracket first we have write print hello, after that we have increment I by 1, and at last while. In this bracket we have specify our condition that I is greater than 2. So this loop runs twice and hello is printed. Now let's understand the working of do while loop. Do while loop first execute the code, after that it will increment the variable, and at the end it will check the condition. So in loop first I is set to 0. So first code execute, and after that I is increment by 1, and at last it check the condition that 1 is greater than 2. Yes, so it will execute the second loop. In second loop I is set as 1, so it's print the hello. After that I is increment by 1, so now I is set as 2. So 2 is greater than 2, false. So condition return false, so loop terminates. I assume you have understood for loop, while loop and do while loop. So let's move to our IntelliJ IDE and see the example of while loop and do while loop. So we will print even number between 1 to 10 using while loop. So where I colon int equal to 0. Here we have initialized our I with 0. Now write while. In this bracket we have to write our condition, so I is greater than 10. Now here we have to write our code. So if I modular 2 equal to 0, then we have to print our number, and after that we will increment I with 1. in while loop, first we will check the condition. After that we will write our code, and at last we will increment or decrement our variable. So let's run our code and see the output. So here we can see all even numbers between 1 to 10 is printed. Now let's take the example of do while loop. In do while loop we will perform the same task. So first we have to initialize our variable. So while I colon int equal to 0. After that first we have to write do. In this bracket first we have to specify our code that if I modular 2 is equal to 0, then print our number. After that we will increment I by 1, and at last we will write our condition that while I is greater than 10. So in do while loop first we have to write our code. After that we will increment our variable, and at last we will check the condition. Now let's run this code and see the output. Here we can see all the even number between 1 to 10 is printed. We can see the output of both the program is same. So the main difference between while loop and do while loop is while loop first check the condition, and do while loop check the condition at last. I assume you have understood while loop and do while loop. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.